Good morning, everybody. I wanted to give you a preliminary tour of our brand new school, which is opening up tomorrow. And here we go. I thought I'd do a short walking tour for you. As I'm headed towards the school, you can see that we have a fence between the front of our office and the courtyard. It's nearing completions and will be part of our new school colors, blue and gray. And here we go, walking into the front entrance. Notice lots of windows. Folks are already on site, getting in our bushes and shrubs. We have a secure vestibule where families can ring the bell and speak with Miss Ramirez. There she is, working hard on a holiday, mind you. And Mrs. Deerdorf will sit right there. Now remember, it's Monday, almost 9 o'clock, and even Mrs. Menaker is here in the health room. Our beds will be arriving shortly. I wanted you to take a real quick peek into our conference room. Notice again all those windows. Looks like things are in the works for being prepared for our first day of school. Again, going out to take a peek. Our new bushes and plants are being taken care of as we speak. Okay, let's spin around. Let's go out the main doorway in the office and see what the next feature holds. Again, lots of large windows, moving into the courtyard, walking down the main hallway. Our main staircase is straight ahead, and it has a feature that is really exciting. It has floor-to-ceiling windows that allow so much natural light into our school. Turning around to the left of the stairway is our staff room. One big table that allows us to all eat together. Restrooms, front and center, and to the left. Oh, this is one of my favorite new spaces. Our beautiful gym. Notice the lights that allow every corner the visibility needed to participate in so many activities and sports. We have a stage, and behind that stage is our music room. Children have the option of going to the music room from the main hallway in a couple of different ways, through the gym or through this entryway. But before I head to the music room, I wanted you to take a look at our beautiful gym floors. Just lovely. Peeking behind that door, there's more storage for Chris. And notice that the lights go on as I approach most of the time. Ooh, it looks like the curtain is in for our music room. Oh, this will be wonderful for children. Mr. Alsop has already been hard at work marking those learning stations. Lots of storage for equipment. And the ramp takes us back to the main corridor. And again, you'll get a view of those wide staircase, and right underneath it is something I'm really excited about. It's just a little nook. Children can read, gather together, and if you notice, the reading nook, as I like to call it, it was constructed from our old gym floor. Can you see the lines and patterns that you would have seen in our old building? So they put our materials to good use. Around the corner from the main staircase is the elevator, as adults can use as needed. And I've posted about this before, but each windowsill in our new school has the old wooden bleacher from our former East Gresham gymnasium. Pretty exciting. A little bit of the old and the new. Another hallway that leads to our cafeteria. I'm going to pretend that I'm a student and I'm going to have my breakfast or my lunch, and I'm going to show you the path that students will arrive to our cafeteria. I am walking in. Tables are all set and ready to go. I have two choices, the left or the right, depending upon what is the meal choice for the day. I walk alongside there, wait my turn, come to the counter and get my meal choice. And then I can swing back around. More items to choose from, milk and our fresh fruits and vegetables. Again, big windows, lots of light. There's our library nook. More light from the courtyard. Those panels help with the echo. And let's see if I can get into the kitchen this morning. I'm not sure, but I'm going to give it a try. There's another peek. Oh, it's open. There we go. This is just spectacular. Warming ovens, dishwashing stations, the kitchen office, and oh my goodness, there's the freezers and the refrigerators. More washing stations and preparing the food. And Mrs. Carlson and I agreed, this is our favorite feature. Look at that mixer. Oh my goodness. And this is what our kitchen staff's perspective is when the children come to see them. Okay, that's pretty spectacular. I'm gonna have a quick one more look. Out the door we go. Ooh, that was a little fast. Construction is still occurring, but down that hallway is Mr. Chris's office and our son office. Okay, let's continue our journey. Let's go out to the cafeteria. We're gonna head out through the middle doors. Notice the hand washing stations for children as needed. And see more of those beautiful windowsills. Our second set of stairs just there to the left. A couple of our classrooms still has some storage in it. The counselor's office is just right here. And there's a place for small groups as well. Mrs. Micah has her desk already. Isn't that funny? Looks nice. Right across the way, room 104, is Mrs. Jameson's classroom. Sound spelling cards are up. Small group station. Tables for children to work and collaborate together. I see a bookshelf in the back for kids to choose and more books to inspire our readers. Notice that every classroom has a sink and a bubbler inside the classroom and a place to store their backpacks. Wonderful. Okay, let's keep going on our tour. Here we go. More restrooms near the first grade classrooms, hand washing stations on the outside. We have our workroom that's being used for storage right now, but the copier and more storage for teacher will eventually be the outcome. Miss Rhodes, she's ready. Small group tables. I see classroom libraries. Nice. Here's a big view of our hallways. Mrs. Calvin's classroom. Doesn't this just feel good? Like a place where our kids want to go and learn and thrive and be together? Pretty excited about that. Thank you, Mrs. Calvin, for having everything so ready for kids. Now remember, it's Monday morning, a little after 9, and there's Mrs. Kerr. She's working hard. We'll pop into her classroom in a little bit. We'll find the third final staircase here. Notice there's 2 different sets of handrail. The rule is that when we use the stairs, adults and children all hold on to that handrail. Okay, I'm gonna go over to here to Mrs. Bredemeyer's classroom. She is just so excited. She has a polka dot theme, lovely carpets, lots of books. Doesn't this just feel like a place our kindergartners would want to go? Books to inspire readers. And I wanted you to see the little wobbly stools. Keep our students active, even when they're reading. More spaces to collaborate together, students. And you'll notice they put those good gym floors to good use from our former East Gresham Elementary building. Another spot for reading. We're gonna pop in to see Mrs. Kerr. I think she was surprised that I'm here today, but filming her beautiful classroom. Look at all these wonderful books. It will be hard to choose, right? A little writing nook. They can record their thoughts. This is where the magic happens, where children learn to read and identify the letter names and sounds. A little space for the teacher. Flat panel.
Hello.
Thank you, Mrs. Kerr. And I don't know about you, but this is my favorite feature. Every kindergarten has a little bathroom. Yay! We're excited about that. This is where they can hang their nooks and their jackets and their things. Thank you, Mrs. Kerr.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna pop on down to Mrs. Carlson's class at the end of the hallway. She has the corner room, more books to inspire kids, more books for students to select from the library, small group reading station, flat panel screen, a beautiful carpet, the bathroom just to the right there, and an audio station where students can listen to the text that the teacher has read to them. Mrs. Carlson, thank you for having your room so inviting for our new kinders and potentially first graders. Okay, let's go up those stairway and we're gonna visit third grade and then second. I'll show you the new library and more surprises. Okay, one more view up the third stairwell. Okay, here we go. Okay, the rule is, whoops. The rule is you gotta have your hand on the rail so you can see. It's really me. I'm using the handrail. Really important for safety. It's just a habit we're all gonna get into. And there's enough room on the stairwell for one class to be on the right and the other class to file by in single file. Okay, remember, it's Monday morning and Mr. West is here working. He's getting things set up for his third grade class. I'm gonna walk over here to his windows. Good morning, Mr. West.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here today.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure.
And you can take a little peek out his window. That was the site of our former East Gresham School. Pretty amazing what they've done so far. We just so appreciate the teachers working so hard and giving of their time today to make things ready for kids. It'll be great, Mr. West.
Thank you.
Okay,
Have a
here.
good morning.
Thank you. What would third grade be without Miss Garrison's superhero theme? Love that. Let's go take a further look. Good morning, Mrs. Garrison.
Welcome.
We're just going to take a little peek at your room and admire all the superhero features. You just make learning so much fun for kids. I had not seen the pillows yet, but oh my goodness. Thank you, thank you. Small group station, places for kids to hang their backpacks and their things, tables in groups so kids can collaborate. Oh, it just feels so good. I want to share with you one more thing Mrs. Garrison did for all of the third grade students. It's this bulletin board. Meet the superhero responsible for your choices, grades, success, words, and actions. And if students look in the mirror, guess who they'll see? We really want to empower our students to be responsible for their own learning. We have a few empty classrooms on the right, but the common area here is where grade level teams can gather and be together. We have Title I right next door, growing smart readers. That's the goal. I hope all of our East Gresham students have done a lot of reading because cactus or practice makes perfect. Oh, she has so much to do. And an amazing Title I team will be here tomorrow to help her get sorted and settled, but so much work has already been done. And oh, look at her lovely books. Mrs. Withrich just is such an advocate of being a reader, as are all of our title teachers. So Title I, upstairs. Notice they also have their Chromebooks. Okay. Another office. An empty classroom. Large hallway. Upstairs bathroom for second and third graders. Mrs. Manzella's office. Let's just go take a peek. She was here on Saturday for most of the day, and I love it because she is a list maker and she prioritizes getting everything ready for our kids. Okay, this is Mrs. Meyer's classroom, room 202. It's locked. Let me see if I can get it ready. And while I'm opening it, you can take a peek down the hallway. Okay, I'm having technical difficulties. Stay with me. Well, maybe not today. My key doesn't seem to work on Mrs. Meyer's room, but let's take a peek through the window. Ah, Mrs. Meyer, that just looks so good. Let's see if we can go down just a little bit further. Yep, she's ready. Love it, love it. Miss Van Winkle's class in room 201. She's ready. Oh, how clever is that? How clever is that? Again, lots of books. I'm wondering what kids are going to put over here. I don't think it's going to be shoes. Oh, those are their headsets for their Chromebooks. Miss Van Winkle, that's pretty brilliant. Sound spelling cards. Up they are. Little teacher workstation. Okay, Miss Van Winkle, you did a principal's heart good. I can, and I am successful when. My heart is just singing right now, Miss Van Winkle. We really want to empower our kids to know the why they are learning. The content being taught on that day, why it is of value, and what they can do to utilize it. There's a few of the students' names. Pretty clever. Oh, she's ready. Okay. Thank you, Miss Van Winkle. Another common area. And we're headed to Mrs. Miles' favorite spot. Eventually, these doors right here will be the computer lab. Our tables have not arrived yet, and it's pretty dark right now, so there's not much to see. This stairwell is the second stairwell that I showed you earlier, and if I go out here, you can see our future soccer fields and areas where kids will play, and just a little bit of the old school. The last of it went down last week. It's gonna be grand. And thank you to our Dexter McCarty Middle School neighbors who are sharing their track with us as we continue to build our play structure for the first couple of months of school. We're gonna borrow the Dexter McCarty track for kids to have recess outside. This is my favorite spot. Of course, what is it? It's the library. I'll go find the lights here in a minute, but I just wanted you to take it all in. The colors, the view. Let's get a little bit closer. Miss Angie, has so much work to do. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? And there's our wonderful neighbors. They've done so much for us during this move. Our shelves are here. Would you believe they just arrived on Saturday? We are, again, just grateful. We knew they would come. It just takes some patience sometimes. Again, all the contractors, construction workers, Mr. Grant Lang from Bremick and his crew have just done amazing things to get our school ready on time for kids. And it doesn't look like it now, but I promise we'll be ready for you. I'm gonna go find the lights so I can have a little bit different view. There's the view of the cafeteria from upstairs. Oh, I just can't wait to see kids in these settings. Sorry, it's a little dark. Ooh, I think I found the light switch. Let me turn it on and I'll go back and take another look. Notice the walls have our colors that we selected. Ooh, I got a few lights. Let me step back one more time so you can get a full view. Imagine kids at every table, books on every shelf, just a buzz of activity. Can't wait. Okay, more to see. We're almost done with our tour. I wanted you to see. To my left was our storage room, and it's definitely full of storage. The upstairs hallway that looks out into our courtyard. So beautiful. The grass came last week, as did our trees. More shrubs and bushes will be there shortly. Again, there's those wonderful benches that we sat on for more than 50 years. There There's the view of the library, or excuse me, the cafeteria. And another close-up look of those benches from the gym. Okay, there's the elevator. And as I'm approaching, the grand staircase is what I like to call it, is on my left. Again, look at those handrails. We'll use them when we go up and down. The teacher's workroom. Oh, Mr. Chris's custodial closet. I don't know, but that's pretty exciting to Mr. Chris. He's just grateful for all the space that he's gotten. Oh, this is our workroom, and oh my goodness, this will be a marvelous place for students, or for teachers, excuse me, to put together projects, have a place to access materials quickly, and Mrs. Accardi is getting that ready for us. So wow, let me take a step back. That's a grand space, isn't it? Teachers are just full of gratitude for such a big place to gather and work. Okay, we're headed to 5th grade. I imagine we're going to see a few more teachers. Miss Reynolds' class is just straight ahead. Isn't that a nice little touch? She does that so well. Miss Reynolds is our newcomers teacher, and we are just incredibly lucky to have her, and her drive and dedication to teach those students who are new to our country. Their materials are ready. Lots of books. Cubbies for backpacks and Avid notebooks. Ah, Miss Reynolds, that just looks wonderful. Okay, we're gonna go down the hall to 5th grade. Again, a big open common space for grade level teams to meet together. On my right, an empty classroom that we're gonna use for a maker space. Miss Garrison and myself are pretty excited about that, as well as the team. This is Mrs. Gerard's class, room 218. Oh, it's locked. Let me see if I can do my magic. I'll put my view right over there. Well, Mrs. Miles is going to have to get a different key. I can't get into that classroom, but we'll take a peek through the window. Just looks so inviting. Look towards the very back and you can see the classroom library. Students' Avid notebooks are ready to go, as well as a cupboard. And you can see there's a carpet there, a teaching station, lots of different teaching stations. Okay, Miss Gerard, 218. And there's Mr. Wallace. I can hear the music. He is also here today working hard. There he is. There's all our Avid notebooks getting ready to go. Some books to inspire kids to become the reader leaders we know they can be. This is what you'll find on their desk. I'm gonna go over here and take a peek at what we can find outside the window. Mr. Wallace's workstation. This is his view out the window. I love his personal touches. That's pretty awesome. There's a view of our community. And from the other perspective, who do I find? Mr. Wallace, working hard. Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Okay, are you excited about kids tomorrow?
I am incredibly excited about kids tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'll breathe some life into this building.
Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Okay. I'm just so thankful for such an amazing staff here at East Gresham. Kicking off the new year. Here we go. An empty office to my left, an empty classroom to my right, more restrooms, and you can see our tile has our color scheme. So it's blues and grays and a little bit of white. This is the common area for fourth graders. And this is where they can gather and be a collaborative team. I'm going to start with Miss Bell's class, and there she is. She's working hard. Oh, there is our Math Studio posters where we can use as a reference tool for students to generalize and justify their thinking. Oh, there's more planners. At East Gresham, we plan. And there's their reading nooks for backpacks, notebooks. Miss Bell, are you excited for tomorrow?
Definitely, I can't wait.
Oh, thanks again for being here today.
Yeah.
Okay, and her new teaching partner. Now remember, Miss Bell is teaching fourth grade this year. And right next door to her teaching fourth grade is Miss Berryessa. And she is excited for kids as well. So, sound spelling cards. That's what we do at East Gresham. We become readers. Not just become, we are readers. And look, little places for kids to be. Doesn't this look cozy? I want to read right there. And I love this word because not just in Mrs. Berryessa's class, but in our community, we are definitely family. There's a view of our parent pickup area. And remember, no stopping and parking this time. We're gonna keep driving until your child can be brought to you. Oh, it's just so exciting. Really appreciate the attention to so many details. And there's our learning targets. Yep. Children need to know what they're learning and why it is important to them. And down the hall we have Mr. Smith and Mrs. McGill on the right with our language classrooms. Our speech is on the left. We'll take a little peek into the speech classroom. And here is Mr. Smith's classroom. There's his little workstation. He is definitely a world traveler, so he'll share some of that knowledge with his kids. Oh, more reading books I see. Nice. I'm gonna get a better view of our old school. Almost gone. It served us for so many wonderful years. A place where kids can gather on the carpet. And just right next door is Mrs. McGill. Wobbly stools in a small group station. Her workstation, instructional easel. I love these little wooden benches. This is where her students sit together as they give presentations to each other. Ah, so wonderful. So wonderful. Okay, out the door we go. Let's hope Mrs. Butterfield's room is open. She's at the top of the last stairwell in room 209. Oh, her and Miss Candy have been working so hard, so incredibly hard. Little places for small group instruction. Yep, lots of books. Places where kids can work independently. And there's that polka dot theme again. Thank you, Miss Butterfield, for getting it ready for kids. Okay, we're almost done with our tour. I see Miss Garrison still working. We're gonna use that handrail and we're gonna walk all the way down into our courtyard for one last final look to share with our students and families today as they anticipate tomorrow and the first day of school. It's always so exciting. Remember to go to bed early, get lots of rest. You're gonna have a busy day tomorrow. Okay, one sweep around of kindergarten and out we go to our common area. Oh, just so beautiful. That's the door I just came out of, and I'm gonna swing it around and up as much as I can. Stepping over just a little bit to see the special education classroom I just came from. This is where students will wait for their parents for parent pickup, and when we see you, we'll release them to you after they give us a high five. Thank you so much for all you have done for your children and for allowing us to be a part of their journey as they become their awesomeness. We are just incredibly grateful for each and every one of our students. One last whip around. We'll see you tomorrow.